Hello, it is 10:30 my time, Pacific Standard Time, and time for me to start the qualifying round for Squash That Series. Technically, it started about 20 minutes ago, but we were watching a movie, and we finished the movie first. So now, it's time for me to start qualifying, because this 2-day portion of Squash That Series is what we need to do to qualify for this bracket challenge to see who's going to win the whole thing. I probably won't, but I'm going to attempt. And so to win within the next 48 hours, I need to have read for 6 hours total. So I've got my handy dandy little Mickey Mouse timer things, and I've got 6 hours on there. And I can do that. I can read for 6 hours in the next 2 days. The other portion of this is to read 500 pages in a continuation of series. Like, it could be any continuation in the series as long as you're not reading the first book in the series. And that's the harder part, because I don't read 500 pages in 2 days. So we'll see if I can be successful at this. I'm going to try and get as much of my 500 pages done. Well, tonight I'll try to read a little bit, and then tomorrow the 1st, because on the 2nd I'm actually substitute teaching. So that'll be a good portion of the day when I won't be able to read during the actual daytime. Technically, Squash That Series started at midnight Central Standard Time, and I'm Pacific Standard Time, so I was able to start at 10. So I'm hoping to be able to get a little bit of reading in tonight before I fall asleep. I've been exhausted. It's been a great New Year's Eve. I won't be doing much around midnight. We had a great time doing our Christmas celebration over at my family's house today. We were a little tired at the end of that. So then we came home and don't have any plans to do anything special. I think Mom's already going to bed. So, you know, midnight's going to be like yeah, it's midnight. But that's pretty much it for my New Year's celebration this year. Oftentimes in the past, I would go out dancing with my friends, but because I've been sick so much this year, this winter, dancing is not that appealing to me at the moment. And I still have had some of the symptoms, even though I no longer have COVID. I'm still holding on to the congestion. I am still tired and have some of that brain fog. And of course, my taste and sense of smell are still completely gone. There's just no way those are coming back very soon. So yeah, I just haven't felt like partying. Just not in the mood. So instead, I'm going to read. What I'm really excited about for Squash That Series, and the reason that I wanted to do this in the month of January, is that I have 77 ongoing series. 77 series that I need to complete or get caught up on. That is too many. That's way too many. And so I'm hoping in the beginning of 2024 to make a little bit of a dent on that. Like, I'm not worried too much if I have a lot of series that I need to be working on. But I know that there's a lot of them that I need to make progress on that I probably don't remember what the last book was all about. So it would be good for me to continue on. That being said, I don't quite know what's going to happen for the rest of the month, because the way Squash That Series is working is that each week is a different round, and we don't know what that round is going to be until we know, until Bailey spins the wheel. So this video is going to be specifically for the qualifying round, and I will have a different video for round 1 or week 1, whatever we end up doing. Knowing that I need to read 500 pages to qualify, I have to keep it simple. So for me, keeping it simple is going to be a reread, and I have already read Chocolate Chip Cookie Murder, but the next book in this series, the 1.5, is Candy for Christmas, which I know is part of my Advent Calendar Challenge, and I didn't get it. But it's a nice little short story. It's like back at the end of this, it's a little short story, and that's a good start. That's a good start, and it's an easy way, I think, that I will be able to get just a certain number of pages in. So once I get that going, then I'm going to read the second book in the Anita Blake series. This is a reread for me, but the last time I read it was like I was in high school. And I recently reread the first one, Guilty Pleasures. I want to continue on with this reread because it's a very nostalgic series for me. And so this, since it's a reread and it's also not too long, it's a fun paranormal urban fantasy, this should go very, very fast for me. So I'm going to work on Candy for Christmas first. Then I'm going to read The Laughing Corpse by Laurell K. Hamilton. And then I don't know what's then. I don't even know how many pages that is completely. This is like 287 pages-ish. Laughing Corpse is 293 pages, so that's almost 300 pages. And then Candy for Christmas, which is the little novella in here, is about 100 pages exactly. So that will leave me with like 100 pages left to get to my 500. So for that, I think I'm going to wait until I finish these two and then decide where I want to go from there and see how much time I have left, because I'm not going to know what the next round is. So I'm not going to know what I need to read. So it would be good of me to read a short story, which I could do. I do have some of the I Married a Lizard Man series. It's the Prime Mating Agency series. I do have some of those that I could pick up, and I think those are usually around 150 to 250 pages. So that might be the next thing I read after I finish these ones. Hey, editing Amy here. Not my strongest intro, because I completely forgot to mention that Squash That Series was created by Bailey from Is Bailey Reading, and her co-host is Kayla from Kayla Ray Reads, two amazing booktubers. I will link their channels down below. I will also link the announcement video for Squash That Series, this tournament, even though I think it might be too late to join, or if you join now, you're just going to be a cheerleader. But you can also check it out. So in the future, if you want to join Squash That Series, they come up with a whole bunch of really amazing ideas and different fun ways that we play this game each round. And I love that. I think it's so clever. But it's also a great way to get our series read. And I know I need to get my series read. So I'm excited that this is the way I'm starting out my year. Too bad I don't have enough time to make us some candy. Of course, it wouldn't matter because I wouldn't be able to taste it anyways. Okay, so I've read about 30 pages so far and came to my room because I'm getting tired, but I'm not going to fall asleep. I just wanted to come get comfortable so I could read a little more. I'm going to make it to midnight, I think. But so far, Candy for Christmas is about this young girl, this young teenager, who I'm guessing is currently homeless and is finding shelter within Hannah's store, the cookie jar. The first night she stays there at the cookie jar, she just sleeps in her sleeping bag, and she makes Hannah these candy treats, those brown drop candies, and her name is Candy. And so Hannah decides that she wants to allow this girl to stay and find shelter within her cookie jar place. That's why she leaves her doors semi-unlocked, so that during the really cold times in the winter, if people need a place to stay, they can stay within the cookie jar. She's giving her an opportunity to work for her during the holiday season, I guess, so that she has somewhere to be, so that in turn, Hannah can actually help this girl, Candy. We don't know what her situation is because she's a teenager. We know that her dad died like a year ago or so, and we don't know what happened with her mom, but something happened. And so not quite sure what the story is yet, but this one doesn't actually have any mystery, I don't think, in it, unless the mystery is about this girl named Candy, but it's more just this Christmas story, and I'm thinking it's going to give me those cozy holiday vibes, which is what I was hoping for from this particular story. And I think it's just meant to wet our whistle between these different murder mysteries in this cozy mystery series. Okay, I made it just over an hour, so I only have 4 hours and 58 minutes left, but I'm getting too tired to stay up. I mean, I've got 9 minutes until midnight. Should I stay up until that and go, woohoo, it's midnight? I'm, like, struggling. My eyes just keep dipping. So I made it 45 pages. So that's a good start. Good start. And I think that I'll be able to get through this one pretty quick tomorrow morning. So I'm going to finish Candy for Christmas, hopefully tomorrow morning. And then make a start on The Laughing Corpse. So I'm feeling good about these choices so far. I think these are going to be the ones that get me to 500. Happy New Year! I made it. Just barely. There go. The big fireworks are going off now. Guess that. Oh, no, they're still going. The finale! I mean, they'll be going all night long. But the big ones and the big show is probably going right now. Breakfast is leftover pie from our Christmas dinner. And Jiminy! Good morning and Happy New Year. It is the 1st, and I've been up for a bit, drinking coffee and doing my reading. I have read just over 2 hours. I'm at 3 hours and 54 minutes remaining of my 6 hours. So that's great. And I have finished my first story. I finished Candy for Christmas, 108 pages total. And that means I have 392 pages remaining to be able to qualify. So I'll be starting The Laughing Corpse soon. This isn't 382 pages, so I'll read however many this is. I think I said it was like 290, something like that. And once I get that done, I'll subtract that from my number of pages. Hopefully I'll be able to get my 500 pages in. But it feels good to have made a dent. I need to get as much done as I can today because tomorrow I'm going to be working. But later on today, I'm going out with my cousins Shar and Jordan because Shar is leaving tomorrow morning and we wanted to go wander around Bellingham and just give her a chance to do some sightseeing. So we're going to be doing that for a little bit today. So I'll read for a while, and then around 1, we're going to go do some running around. So that'll be a lot of fun. So I'll take you with me while we do that. And that's that. I will have no problem hitting my 6 hours. It's more just the 500 pages that I'm concerned about. And tomorrow, granted, you know, I can bring a book with me, and during lunch I can read, and then also after work I can read. So I'll get it. I'm going to get my 500 pages done. I'm going to do it. I'm focused, and I've already gotten 108 done, so that's pretty good progress. It's currently 11 a.m. You know, I'm not the fastest reader. I just realized I didn't say anything about finishing this, like the actual book. I really enjoyed this. It was a lot of fun. It was super sweet and heartwarming, and that's really the best part of this. Like, it was a mystery in the sense that we were trying to find out information about this girl, but there was no, like, real crime. And I just thought it was a lot of fun. It did make me shed a few tears, but I think I'm just a little emotional right now. And no, it was sweet. It was really sweet. And I really like these characters. It was fun to be back in this world. So I am looking forward to moving on with this series and finding out what happens in the next. I think the next one is the strawberry cheesecake murder, but I'm not positive. And there were some really good looking recipes in this. One especially that I would like to try out next Christmas. It's a candy cane cookie, and then lots of fudge and pecan rolls and some other fun stuff. So maybe I'll make some sweets when I can smell and taste again, and maybe I'll just save some of these for next year and make them for Christmas time, because there's a lot of fun recipes in this. And I remember the very first cookies we made with this, the only cookies we made out of this so far, were delicious. So I just love that there's a whole bunch of recipes in here, and there's little notes that the character Hannah Swenson puts in the recipes, like, oh, note 1, do this, da, 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 or we liked this instead of this. And it's really fun to see those notes and get that little personal touch from the main character. It kind of motivates me to pick up the next book in the series as one of the books that I will be reading for this challenge at some point this month. So hopefully something will come up that'll allow me to read that one. I think I'm going to actually give that little teeny novella 4 stars, which is surprising because the average rating is lower than that. And it wasn't much, but it was very heartwarming and I really enjoyed it. I just had fun reading that today. So I'm going to give it 4 stars because it really did bring what I wanted from it. And sometimes, like, perfect time, perfect book for what you need it for, that is all you need. And I was enjoying revisiting these characters a lot. I also realized, and I don't know why I forget these things, that I could listen to an audiobook that works for this challenge. At least I could start listening to one, and when I'm out taking Cece for a walk, Cece, get back here, don't go in the neighbor's yard. When I'm out taking Cece, good girl, that's a good girl, you know you're not supposed to go to the neighbor's yard. Oh, what a good girl. Ah! She's gonna run into me. Look, say hi. Okay, so I am gonna continue in the Lady Hardcastle series and read the second book, which is In the Market for Murder. So I'm going to continue on with that series, listen to that in the audiobook. So like tomorrow when I go to and from work and I'm driving, I can listen to that. And I can also listen to it today at different points if I'm cleaning or cooking or doing anything that I may or may not do today. I can listen to that and it'll be counted towards the number of hours I'm reading and the number of pages I need to get done for this qualifying round. Perfect. I don't know why I didn't think about that, but I've got an audiobook going now. Ooh, book lovers. Oh, I want that. Okay, I need to go get a book now. Okay, Jordan's getting this decomposition book.
100% post-consumer waste recycled paper.
And it's never been used.
Made with soy ink.
Wonderful. And I'm putting these 2 books in. Wait, maybe you'll put them in.
Didn't like this one so much? Did you read it?
I never read it.
That's probably good.
And I took Book Lovers.
Oh, I love it.
I just heard enough things about it that I was like,
It wasn't for me either.
yeah, you didn't like it. So
I give it a low score.
Okay. Okay, so it is still the 1st and I just came home and I spent most of the afternoon and part of the evening out with my cousins, just driving them around and showing Shar the area. She doesn't know Bellingham all that well. She knows it a little bit, but not like the sightseeing version of it. And so I was getting a chance to show her around and it was super fun. We had a great time and then we went to dinner, and I think towards the end of the day I started feeling worse and worse, and I had a bit of an emotional moment because I seem to not be getting better. Like, I just feel like I'm not getting better, and every day I'm still feeling sick. I still look sick. Like, I was looking at my eyes and there's dark rings, and I've been getting enough sleep, I think, and I have headaches and my congestion is so bad. And I'm just so tired of being sick. My brain fog has been really bad today, especially this evening, and I was just really upset. I was like, I've been sick for 3 months, and I mean, on and off. Well, no, I've been pretty much sick for the full 3 months. Just, it got better at times, but I was still slightly sick with coughs and stuff, and I just feel like I'm not getting better. I just don't seem to get better, and the second that I feel like I'm getting better, something else happens. So I kind of think that I have a sinus infection. Actually, I really think that I might have a sinus infection. I'm going to try and make a doctor appointment. I did cancel my job for tomorrow because I just was feeling so sick this evening and really, like, just didn't feel confident about it. And a lot of that had to do with the fact that I just feel so sick still. And I'm like not feeling like I'm going to be my best because I just feel awful. And I was really upset. I was just crying. Anyways, just had a bit of a rough first of the year 2024. So yeah, just feeling a little down. But now that I'm home, the cousins had to go home because Shar flies out her first thing in the morning. We're gonna miss her so much, but it was so good that we got a chance to see her and spend some time with her. So I need to get back to my reading, and I'm gonna pick up The Laughing Corpse by Laurell K. Hamilton. This should be a comfort read, and so tonight I think I could definitely use that. I think I'm only still at 129 pages, and that's including some of the audiobook that I listened to. When I figured out the percentage of how much I've listened to and how long the book is. It wasn't that many pages. Oh, and an update on the Lady Hardcastle book. So far, I don't know exactly what is going on. The title is In the Market for Murder. And so when we first come into this story, Lady Hardcastle and Flo are going to one of their neighbors, their friends, I forget her name right now, but they're going to the market because she has cattle that she's gonna sell, and she just likes to go and be part of the process, even though she doesn't actually do the selling herself. And she's like, you should come with me, Lady Hardcastle and Flo, because it's a lot of fun to go to these markets where they sell all this cattle and get to experience what it's like. And so they join their friend at the market, and I'm guessing based on the title that something is gonna happen at the market because it says In the Market for Murder. So that would mean to me that during this trip where they're at the market, there will be a murder that happens. So I'm curious to find out what's going to happen, but it is already fun to be back with Lady Hardcastle and Flo. I just love their dynamic. That was my favorite part of the first book in the series, and we're back with these two who just are so funny. They're so clever, and the humor that they share is it's just fun. It's fun to watch. It's fun to read. And I like the other characters within the story as well. It was fun to just listen to it a little bit while I was doing some other things. And I think I got like 8%, so not very far. Okay, so I have read just over 4 hours, and I've got a little less than 2 hours to go. for my time. And then as far as my reading goes, I still have quite a bit. Getting really tired this evening though, so I don't know how much longer I'm going to last. I'm currently on page 39 of The Laughing Corpse. So Anita Blake she's an animator, which means she can not resurrect the dead, but she can summon zombies. Like, if you have died, she can bring you back to life temporarily as a zombie, so that maybe there is some issue with your will and your family wants to find out information about that. Maybe you were the only witness in a crime and you can be resurrected to be able to testify against somebody or something. There's various reasons why people might want to raise people from the dead, and Anita can do that because she's an animator. She's also a vampire hunter, and she consults with the police department in their preternatural division, because she knows a lot about the undead. So whenever they have questions, they consult her. And in this case, she is consulting on these murders that were incredibly gruesome. They don't know how it happened, but she knows that there were no weapons used, so whatever did it tore the bodies apart. And so there are only a few possibilities. It could have been ghouls, but the last murder scene was nowhere near the cemetery, so that wouldn't be how ghouls behave, and they would have made a bigger mess of the house. Some zombies that are flesh-eating zombies can do that, but they have to be directed to do so, and it's very rare to have an animator that is that powerful that they can do that. So now Anita is needing to find out and talk to some of the animators she knows who have that ability to find out if they either know of anything or if they're the ones who've been doing it. And so she's currently going to this one priestess who has a lot of really strong abilities, but she's never gone to see her before, and she's a very dangerous woman. Talk to her and ask her, did you send this flesh-eating zombie out to kill these people? And I'm sure that won't go well. Just barely into it, and I'm just really getting tired, so may have to continue on tomorrow. What are you so excited about?
Me? My surgery's on. I get to go for the 4th. Woo!
Woohoo! She was so nervous.
I was so nervous because my blood tests had a couple abnormals, but the surgeon said no problem.
So now she's having a good morning. She's been stressed all the last week.
All last week.
Yep. She's happy now.
Woohoo!
I kept telling her, don't borrow trouble until you actually know. Don't borrow trouble, but she did. So good morning. It is the 2nd, and as you see, I am at home. And I got really sick last night, stomach-wise. So it's a good thing that I ended up canceling my day of substitute teaching today. Luckily, there's no dearth in student teachers at the moment. Every single job that pops up gets taken away within 5 seconds. So I'm not worried that they'll have somebody. I'm feeling a little better today energy-wise. Still got a pretty solid headache. It's just continuing to stay there. And I'm going to be very careful with my stomach. Congestion. I haven't taken any Mucinex this morning. So there's my daily sick update. I made it to an hour and 20 minutes remaining last night. I fell asleep with all my lights on. I fell asleep without, I fell asleep last night. I was so exhausted. And then I am currently on page 54 of my book. So I've got a lot of progress to make, like 320 or so pages today that I need to read so that I can qualify. And I think I can make a pretty good amount of progress in this one, or I think I can finish this one today. So I'm going to work on that, and then maybe while I'm doing other things today, listen to the audiobook, because I hope that will be able to round out what I need. Okay, my 6 hours is done, and let me calculate the number of pages I am at. Okay, so I have read a total of 227 pages. Completed my 6 hours. I am not the fastest reader, that's for sure. And when I was listening to the audiobook yesterday, that definitely goes at a slower pace than my own reading. So that portion I did count within that 6 hours, but it wasn't like, it was only an additional 21 pages. So it was great, and it was fun to get that audiobook started, and it's a good way to get some reading in when I'm not sitting down and reading, but it doesn't really add a lot of pages to my total. So 227 pages, that means I have 273 pages left, which is more than this book. However, I'm just going to do what I can. I'm going to do what I can. The live show to talk about the brackets and what week 1 is going to look like is this evening at 5. It's currently about 1:30. I'd like to get that 273 done before the live show, but I have been getting distracted a lot. I'm still sick. I'm still feeling sick, like I said before. And so that does make it so my focus is a little off. We have until 10 p.m. to qualify, but at 5, Bailey's going to tell us who has qualified already. Will there still be spots left, sort of thing. So I'm hoping I'll still be able to qualify, but my reading is not going very quickly. Okay, so for the Lady Hardcastle mystery, it looks like someone who had purchased, I just heard her name and I can't remember it. Lady Stroud something, purchased her cattle the day before at the market, or the week before at the market, is the one who ended up dying in front of her, and they're thinking it might be poison. I'm guessing that Lady Hardcastle and Flo are going to be on the case, and they're going to find out who murdered this guy and why did they do it. So I think that's the mystery. And then as far as the Laughing Corpse goes, the Laughing Corpse is actually the name of a comedy club where I think vampires and other undead creatures perform. This has to do with the master of the city, the vampire master of the city. Based on the first book, he has interest in Anita, our main character, that she is really wanting to avoid because she's a vampire executioner. So she does not care for vampires, although Jean-Claude is a very handsome, intriguing vampire, but she really just wants to stay away from him. And then as far as what she's trying to figure out with the whole murder that happened, the murders that have happened, she just seems to be doing what Anita Blake always does, and she's just getting more and more enemies, more and more people who are looking for her, more and more people who want to do harm to her, or need her for something and are willing to do harm to her if she doesn't comply. At least in the beginning of this Anita Blake series, a lot of the books were semi-formulaic. Different things happen in each of them. You meet different creatures, different people. However, there is this like culmination of all the bad things that are happening that Anita gets wrapped up into, to the point where there's this big thing that happens and she saves the day, of course, or she works with other people to save the day, and then that particular story ends. So it is fairly formulaic, at least for quite a few books in this series, and I actually really like the formula, and so it's enjoyable to me. I'm just enjoying being back with these characters. I'm enjoying the short, snipey humor that Anita Blake has, and yeah, it's just fun. Okay, so I'm getting ready to watch the live show, or she'll update the bracket, let us know where everybody's at so far, and then talk about what week 1 is going to be like. And I am trying to read as quick as I can. I mean, I'm not going to get my 500 pages done before this bracket reveal, but I'm hoping to get my 500 pages done before 10 p.m. tonight. And hopefully I can qualify. I don't know. It's not looking good. I mean, she did mention that there already are 20 people who've qualified, and there's 32 spots on the bracket. So, I don't know. We'll see. But I am just about 170 pages into The Laughing Corpse. So I'm getting there. I'm over halfway. It means I have about 190 pages left to read tonight before 10 p.m. Whew, it's cutting it close. The first person who qualified was, I don't know how to pronounce this name, so if I screw up anyone's name, correct me and apologize. Was, how would we say this? Kurjakaris? Woohoo! Okay, so it is definitely past 10, and after finishing The Laughing Corpse, I did complete this. I tried to listen to a few minutes, because it's all I had remaining, of the Lady Hardcastle audiobook. So in total, I was able to read 439 pages. So I got the 6-hour portion of the qualifying round completed. The 500 pages didn't quite make it, but that's okay, because I know there were other people that didn't get 500 pages. So it's just a matter of how many other people are trying to qualify, because I think there's 12 spaces left. Well, there's less than 12 spaces, because I do know at least 3 or 4 people who qualified after the live show, and then the rest of us who didn't meet our 500 page mark. and are just hoping that we make it in. So we'll see. But I did finish The Laughing Corpse and I really enjoyed it. I loved this series when I was younger. I still hold firm that it's a really fun urban fantasy series. I've loved the characters. I've loved the characters forever. I feel like there's a huge element of nostalgia that has me loving these, but it's also just fun. There's so much action in this. The romantic connections are just forming. Like in these books, there isn't hardly any. Actually, there's no smut in the first few books. That starts coming on later on, and then it gets like full on heavy smut later on the series. At this point, it's really just a lot of action, a lot of different things that are happening, and it's wild. There's some wild situations happening. And Anita Blake is constantly at the edge of her life and barely being able to survive, but somehow she pulls through. And so I'm looking forward to continuing on. I don't know if I'll continue on with this series during this readathon, but it is, I mean, this wasn't as fast as I had hoped it would be. Not that it took me a long time to read this, but the writing on this is actually, you know, it's a little small. So we did find out that week 1 is going to be the 24 and 48 hour version. It's different because it's for the tournament, but based off the last run of Squash That series, they did a 24 and 48 hour version. Now we're doing a full 7-day version, so the point is just to read for as many hours as you possibly can. The caveat for me is that I'm still working on trying to finish my Advent Calendar Challenge, and I have until the 5th to finish. So I've only got a few days left, the 3rd, 4th, 5th. So I've got 3 days to finish what I can for the Advent Calendar Challenge. And what I have for that is not gonna work for Squash That series. It can't be the first book in a series, and it definitely can't be a standalone. So it has to be a continuation of the series. So what I'm gonna do, at least for the first 3 days, or however long it takes me to finish one of the books that I'm working on for Advent Calendar Challenge, is that I'm gonna listen to audiobooks. I'm gonna continue listening to In the Market for Murder, which is the Lady Hardcastle book, and then I will pick up maybe the next one in that series and get my hours in that way. So when I'm doing things like I have to do some cleaning and stuff that I haven't been doing because I've been feeling ill, but I'm starting to feel a little better. When I'm waiting for my mom because she's having her surgery in 2 days, like when I'm doing these different things, I will be listening to audiobooks. So that's how I'm gonna get my hours in for the next portion of this tournament. Before I let you go, one of the things I got today that I had to completely ignore because I was working on trying to finish this book is a package, and I don't think I ordered anything, so let's find out what it is. Looking for papers, not looking at the book. Okay. Oh, happy holidays and happy New Year's to the A-Star household. Been having a wonderful time watching you open all your advent calendars. Natalie from Nat Cat's Bookish Cafe. Natalie, you are the best. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. And I'm hoping to get out the rest of the videos soon. I haven't been able to edit that much because I've been trying to qualify for this, and I know Natalie did qualify, so congratulations. And if you haven't checked out Natalie's channel, I've said it before and I'll say it again, she's doing amazing things. She's creating great content. She stays on top of a schedule, which is incredible because I haven't done that for a while. And I just absolutely adore Natalie. She is a very kind human. She lives so close to me and we still haven't met. We have to change that, Natalie. We have to change that. And so I will link all the information that you need to know about her channel down below. And I see it. Okay, I'm so, this is gonna work. This is gonna work for Squash. Oh, I might be reading this for Squash That series. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Thank you so much, Natalie. I absolutely loved. Okay, I put that down. And a second later, excuse me. What are you doing? Is that, what are you doing? It's too small for you, Isaac. You're gonna break it. He just thinks he belongs in this little box. What a little butthead. Okay, back to Fevered Star. So I loved Black Sun by Rebecca Rowan Horse. Absolutely loved the characters. I gave it a 5-star. I loved everything about that book. It surprised me. Like, I knew I would enjoy it, but I'd heard such mixed things that I wasn't sure if I was gonna love it as much as I ended up loving it. But it was so unique. I was fascinated by the characters, and I just really loved the setting of it all. So I was really excited to be able to continue on with the series with Fevered Star. I was thinking about this book. I was like, oh, maybe that's one I want to read for Squash That Series. But I also was like, no, I've got to read the physical books because I have stacks of all the physical books that I want to make available to myself that I could read for Squash That Series. And now I can add this one to the stack, so I can actually make this maybe happen this month. I would love that. And I might have to do it. Thank you so much, Natalie. You have no idea. I'm so excited about this because I really have been thinking about this one. Okay, so that's it for qualifying. I just realized as I'm editing this that I closed out this vlog before I found out the qualifying answers. Like, did I actually qualify? I should tell you in the qualifying vlog, but I didn't find out till the next day. And I did, I qualified, so that's exciting news. So for round one, I'm competing against someone and we'll see how that week goes. Stay tuned for the vlog. It's not gonna be the full week's vlog because I was still trying to finish my advent calendar challenge. Once the Squash That Series round one vlog comes out, at the beginning, I'll tell you where I'm at and what I need to do in order to try and win. Let me know in the comment section down below, are you participating in Squash That Series? And if not, do you have any plans for reading series or continuing series in the New Year's? Because I know a lot of people this year are going to be working on series. And I'm really excited to be starting out the year. Oh, wait, before I sign out, I need to update my series book. And I want you to be there with me while I do it. Okay. Well, wait, do let me know in the comment section down below all about series. If you have any favorites that you've read recently, let me know how things are going in your life with series. I have 77 that I have to complete. So, I mean, you know, I got quite a few. But now let's go over to me updating the series that I just finished for this qualifying round. Okay, so first I completed Candy for Christmas, which was the 1.5 book in the Hannah Swenson series. So I can do that little book. And then I'm working on the Lady Hardcastle series, but I'm not done with that yet, so I can't mark that one yet. But I did finish the second book in the Anita Blake series, which I think I have it way back here because, oh, here it is. The Anita Blake series is a reread for me. And, well, I haven't read all of them in the series before, but I've read a lot of them, many, many of them. So that is the second book in the series, The Laughing Corpse. Look at that. Doesn't look like I've made that much progress. That's that. So I was able to add the dot there and the dot there. So it wasn't a ton of progress, but it was some progress, right? Okay, so once I actually finish my advent calendar challenge, I do plan on vlogging every week, every unique week of this tournament of Squash That Series, because we have different things that we're gonna have to do each week. And this first week is gonna be all about as many hours as I can possibly read. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you can see what happens when I squash that series. How many of these series, these 77 series, will I complete any, or will I just at least get caught up in some of them? It would be nice if I could complete some. I definitely don't know that I have a lot of final books and series in my stacks. But, you know, we can hope. Stay tuned. In one of my Advent Calendar Challenge vlogs, I do go over all the possibilities for the physical books that are continuations of series on my TBR that I own. I will go over that in one of those vlogs, so stay tuned for that. And then you can find out, what do I have on my shelves that could help me continue or complete these series. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you later. Bye.